Hello YouTubers, welcome back to Alex Bartolo Studios, and today I'm finally going to show you The Little Engine That Could 1991 project. That's right. The reason why I didn't do Doc, because I wasn't sure what materials I needed. So anyway, let's start it off, shall we? We're going to start with Georgia. Now, Georgia, well, so I decided to make her look like her real life counterpart, not what she looked like in the movie. Now I know she doesn't look like Jabba or Tilly, but her basis is close enough. So anyway, some paint got stuck around the chassis, which of course I'll need to get a triangular screwdriver to get that paint scraped off that got around the chassis. And here's Georgia's tender. This was the tender I used since it was as close as I could get. I know some red paint had dripped around here, but I'll probably get that taken care of when I can. So as you can see in the book, Georgia actually has a tender with number 7 on it. And so sometimes the wheels will move if you push it down, like if you push her fingers onto the cab, push your fingers on the cab like this. So I decided to add a nameplate. That way we know that's Georgia. Now I know she has a baby bonnet around her face, and that she does not have a lamp around here, but this is my version of Georgia. Now she's a 422, as you see. Her funnel's not supposed to look like that, nor her dome, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All what matters is that I tried. Up next is Jabba. Now Jabba, well, I painted him yellow with a brown cab around him with gray wheels. Now I know Jabba has his face on his funnel. I decided to make him look like his real-life counterpart. Sometimes the wheel gets stuck here, which means you have to use automatic force. I added his nameplate and his face. Well, I decided, well, Jabba does look similar to Tilly over there, and he doesn't have a tender in the movie, but his real-life basis does. Now I know there's red exposing from the wheels, but I will try to get that fixed. Up next is Pete. Yep, that's right. So Pete, well, it was super easy. I just painted his body brown, added some gold lining, drew a cab door on him, like I did with Georgia and Jabba. Now, Pete is supposed to be a Santa Fe 1010, but this was as close as I could get. I used an Emily tender for Jabba and a Hank tender for Pete. I used this Brio tender for Georgia. So anyway, I added linings around the tenders. And the wheels are brown on Pete. I decided to give him this the face. Well, the face was drawn onto me. So you know in the movie that Pete, Farnsworth, and Georgia and the rest of the engines have their faces mashed on them. Well, I decided to give them the faces you see in Thomas and Friends, like Percy, for example. So anyway, this was what I was trying to do. And anyway, Pete's done. Now for Farnsworth, the diesel of the group. Now, Farnsworth was super easy to do. I just painted him gray, added some blue lining around him. I even put his nameplate on, and I added 2 doors, 2 front windows, and I decided to add a face. Now, I know some of the blue paint, I know some of the black on the wheels is showing, but I'll probably get that fixed. And I added gold to make his light work. which was supposed to represent yellow, but it's close enough. So anyway, Farnsworth was the easiest one to do out of all of them because you didn't have to do that much work. And last but not least, everyone's friend, Tilly. That's right. Now, Tilly, she was super easy to do as well, like Farnsworth. So anyway, I got the Brio steam engine, like I did with Jebediah and Georgia. Now, I know she's supposed to have her face on her funnel, but I decided to put it on the smokebox door, like I did with Jebediah. Yeah. Here are her stripes. And I know Tilly, Lee, Pete, Jebediah, and Georgia don't have tenders, but their real-life counterparts actually do. So I decided to make these characters look like their real-life counterparts. And you know, out of all the customs I did, I think Tilly was the best one. So Tilly pretty much wins this. So I decided to put her face on her smokebox door. And I know Chip is supposed to be on Tilly, but I do not have a Lego bird to do that. So I'll pretty much have to save that for another day. Okay. And you know, Tilly's pistons actually move. Now I know red is showing from the painted wheels I did, but I'll have those covered up. Anyway, that's all for now. Let me know in the comments below which one you like the best. And I will see you all again. Goodbye!